How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. And today I got a fun video for you. Hopefully you find it fun. And it has to do with my last video. So if you haven't watched that, not that you have to, it's not like a sequel, but if you haven't watched it, I recommend it. You can either go down below or just click on my channel. It's in the top videos. And I gotta thank you guys so much for making that happen. The engagement on that video is crazy. The amount of comments I got and just great ideas people are putting out there and the things they want to see in the next Borderlands is absolutely incredible. And so I just got this idea where I want to share the ideas that you guys have. So basically what I'm going to do in this video is take a bunch of the comments I saw that were other people's needs/wants in Borderlands 4, and they had some great ideas in there. So I would like to share some of those with all of you, and then you can let me know what you think of these ideas down below. And if you have any ideas that you want to be shared like this, then let me hear it down below, because maybe I'll do more of these videos as time goes on if there's enough of you out there letting me hear some great ideas. Also, stick around till the end, because I asked in my Borderlands 4 need/want video at the end of it, which one would you rather have, a 4th skill tree or DLC characters? I'm going to tell y'all at the end which one won that comment, which one won that in the comments section. But also, I really want to thank you all, because that was something I put at the end of the video, and so many people came through in the comment section replying to that, meaning y'all stuck around till the end of the video. And seeing so many of you put that in there, like knowing that you heard that, blows my mind. That was a good sized video and y'all stuck around 25 minutes, and I just can't thank you enough. Really, truly, the support on that video was incredible, and I just really want to thank you. But without further ado, let's get started, man. And the first one here is short and sweet from Sonic All-Starify. BL4 needs to bring back banter between the Vault Hunters like pre-sequel. Now this I can totally agree with, because I think, Borderlands 3 had your character would talk and stuff, but honestly a lot of it was just kind of like quirky one-liners and stuff that they would say. Zane had some funny ones, and outside of that I didn't really care too much for the other characters that talked. I thought they were kind of boring for the most part. I just thought Flex sounded cool, but beyond that, it's not like the pre-sequel. I felt like the pre-sequel, like some of their banter and stuff was more meaningful, and I felt like they had more to say. There was less repetitive one-liners in the pre-sequel, but we'll see what Borderlands 4 brings us. Hopefully some good, interesting characters. Maybe Amara lore-wise is interesting, but honestly, whenever I do play as her, that's like the one thing is I honestly, sometimes I just don't want to hear her talk. And with that, moving on, hopefully I can pronounce this guy's name right. Miguel Leo 9769 says, I would love to see Enterprise missions. I don't know if he just came up with this name. Is this from something, Enterprise missions? Let me know down below if you know. But he says he'd like to see missions that are procedurally generated that reward the player with a specific gun rarity, possibly a unique and/or legendary, that are farmable. Something like, go to this planet, defeat the dungeon/instance, and place a bomb and come back. This makes it so you can target farm a specific legendary that might be too tricky to farm to your player, or just have another way to have those unique/mission rewards from elsewhere. He then goes on to say, and kind of refine the idea with saying, this shouldn't be for the super amazing legendaries, but for high-end epics/uniques that can close the difficulty gap on running raids to get those super high-end ones. Also, getting the mission guns from this would be much better than buying them. I would make it so you can pick from 3 possible random guns at the end, with an option to scrap the reward for money if it's nothing you want. I really like this idea. I really like this idea. I thought this was so cool, and it just sounded like a better version of what the Chaos Chambers were in Wonderlands. It sounded like a more refined version of it, because in Wonderlands, the Chaos Chambers kind of just eliminated the whole idea of going to dedicated farms, and it was just like everything is through the Chaos Chamber, where this is, he's kind of making it better for target farming, where like you can kind of do this for some of the less than legendaries, but still like pretty good at endgame, but this will more or less be, you know, like a level between where like you're not quite ready for raid bosses, but you can do this to help you get ready for raid bosses. And then you can get some of the really amazing legendaries through them or some other, you know, named enemies. I really thought this was an amazing idea, and thank you so much for coming through and letting me hear all about it. Hopefully you guys can let me know what you think down below. But with that, we move on to another one, short and sweet and to the point, from dbrewer716. Have an option for third person. That's simple. Honestly, I have no problem with this. I would love if Borderlands gave the option for third person. I don't know if y'all have ever tried those mods that people make for third person. I thought they were fun, but a bit clunky because it's not official, of course, and like sometimes they glitch out and whatnot. And I remember in Borderlands 2 I tried it and I'd be shooting forward, but I'm not shooting forward. The bullets are like going behind me and it would glitch out like that sometimes. And yeah, so I think it's a lot of fun, and if they just made it kind of like a Bethesda game where you just press like the back button or something and then it swaps you into a third person mode, I think that'd be so fun, so cool. And you know, I'm not expecting it, but I wanted to share it nonetheless because I thought this guy had a fun idea here. Now, in a video all about letting you guys cook, I'm gonna have to ask that we don't let this guy cook. Let's get this guy's AC running here because he's looking to remove his skin just to cool off. Sir Viper 3908, I hope you're doing well out there. Gearbox, let's get this man a patch to fix his AC so he doesn't have a Krieg arc. But with that, let's let this man cook with shiny farms? Dude, Timsy27. This was so, I loved this the minute I read it. I was like, damn, this is so cool. He's saying, I want a shiny, farm only and not a cosmetic unlock drop, weapon skin akin to that of shiny hunting in Pokemon. Defeat a boss and it drops a meh version of its drop. But it's a shiny, now it's worth the pickup. This again would be exclusive to dedicated drop sources, not world drops. The skin itself should sparkle. When swapping to it, make a noise. 30-second cooldown on the noise to prevent spamming and be very apparent when you have it. I absolutely adore this idea. I think this is so freaking cool. It's purely cosmetic. It doesn't have any stat effects or anything. It's just a nice little, hey, look at that. I got this. And if Borderlands 4 has like the thing like Borderlands 3 had with the wall and you can put the weapons up on there, then you can put them on the wall and it shows the little sparkly effect or whatever kind of effect it has for being a shiny. I just think that'd be, I think that's such a fun idea. I absolutely love it. I love that it kind of just is a there thing. Like it doesn't have to, you know, if you get that god roll weapon, you don't even need for it to be a quote shiny or whatever, but it's just a cool thing. If it just so happens to be like, it doesn't have any stat related effects, it's purely cosmetic and you can't just get it as a cosmetic drop. It's something that has to drop on the gun. I really like that. Shout out again to Timsy27 for that one. I really enjoyed that idea. But anyways, now we move on. This one here from Green Dino Ranger, it looks large, but I'm only reading the bottom half because that's the things that he wants. And he's saying here, I mainly want some things that are minor but necessary. The first is the ability to save like 4 build profiles in the quick change station so we can swap between different builds instead of having to respec and select our skills one at a time. First of all, this is beautiful. I definitely think we need this. In Borderlands 4, it would be such a good quality of life change. You just go to the quick change station, and then you can kind of just swap between profiles. And it would be cool if it could even include the loot somehow. Maybe it's connected to your bank so that if you go to the quick change station, load up a profile for your skills build, it can actually, if you leave all the equipment in the bank, also include that and just swap it all out for you. I think that'd be sick. That'd be so cool. That'd be awesome. I would love it. He then goes on to say the second is fewer legendaries. It's definitely good to have a wide variety, but Borderlands 3 had some bloody awful and downright worthless legendary gear, like the Phoenix artifact that had its unique ability put into the Guardian rank rewards and made the item entirely redundant. I can agree with that. And the last one, I was laughing. Thank you so much, Green Dino Ranger, for this last one, because I was laughing. It says, third, and this is my biggest desire. Way less poop jokes. BL3 went completely overboard with relying on jokes or puns, or mentioning butts and everything that comes out of them. If you took a drink every time the game made a stillborn joke involving shit, you'd be dead from alcohol poisoning before you reached Athenis. It's lame, immature humor like that leads non-Borderlands fans to think that we're all a bunch of crap-loving morons, and it needs to be toned way the fuck down. I absolutely loved this last part. I personally don't mind that shit. Like, whatever, I get it. Like, I don't really care. I love Borderlands humor. They have been leaning into the poop jokes a lot. Even in, like, the Borderlands movie, there's that scene with Claptrap crapping out bullets, which I haven't even watched the movie yet. That's the only thing I saw from the trailer. But yeah, they do lean in a lot lately on the poop jokes. I kind of want them to get more to the Borderlands 2, like, darker, gritty humor that Handsome Jack brought with him. So yeah, no, I can agree with this last part. It did make me laugh. Thank you so much, Green Dino Ranger. Really appreciate you. And next we got Glorilla's wish list. I'm not reading all this, but the one thing that I saw in here and I was like, I didn't even know they did that, I kind of forgot, was the return of the sound effect when the player is going into fight for your life mode. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing to mention because I've never ever heard anybody mention that, and honestly it went under the radar for me. Never realized it went missing. So just wanted to shout that out real quick, and with that we move on to the next one. The next one being from Your King Skeletor. If they give us DLC characters again, they should raise the player count in the lobby to match, or have a specific setting to allow one of each hunter in your lobby you can toggle. If not toggled, it'd stay at 4 players, simply so we can have lore accurate lobbies, all the characters fighting side by side, just because it'd be funny and chaotic. The toggle stuff, I think you could just skip that and just say that, you know, it's 6 players to a lobby. I don't see why you'd need the toggle. You can just not have 6 players in your lobby. But I did think this was a fun idea, especially if they do the DLC characters. It's kind of another one of those that I don't really expect to see happen, but I just thought it would be a fun idea, and maybe like something like crazy with the difficulty spike. If you go past 4 players, like the last 2 players to join, maybe the difficulty increases a fair amount more, because 6 Vault Hunters, man, you'd be cruising through a lot of stuff with 6 Vault Hunters. And so as we close to the end here, from Damian Hine 1861, people will get different mileage from the 4th skill trees. Flakbanes probably didn't like it unless they wanted more powerful pet builds, which I did. Meanwhile, Amara, Moze, and Zane mains were probably happy. Zane mains most of all. Now, I know this isn't like some new idea thing or anything, but the reason why I put this in here was because it did spark my own idea, thinking about the argument between whether you want a 4th skill tree or a DLC character. And the whole time I was reading the comment section, and I would see people saying like DLC character has more to offer than just one 4th skill tree. And at first, you know, I was like, I can't argue with that, you know, but I think there is a good argument for a 4th skill tree, and that is, if you think about it, a character, that's a very hit or miss kind of situation. When a DLC character drops, when Gage dropped, if you didn't like Gage, that was it. You were just out of luck. You got another character added to the game that you didn't enjoy. So it was again like a very hit or miss kind of situation, where some people were super excited playing as Gage, loving Gage and all that, whereas some people felt like they were missing out because the one thing that dropped they really just don't enjoy. So now I get it, like it's just like anything, you just move on, yada yada. But my argument here is, with a 4th skill tree, you might not miss out, because now you get an extra skill tree for 4 characters. So you might not enjoy the 4th skill tree on 1 character or even 2 characters, but you still got 2 others to enjoy a fresh new skill tree with, and a whole new action skill from the way Borderlands 3 works. So that, in that sense, a fourth skill tree kind of makes sense because now everyone's getting at least a little bit of something. Whereas with the new character, there's a lot of people that might not like it versus the fourth skill tree where it's kind of like a net catching everyone to some degree. I thought this was interesting, and I just want to hear from all y'all down below. What did you think of that? Do you still think DLC character? I don't care if it's hit or miss, if you know all that, because you know some of the best characters like Krieg came from DLC characters and you just want more of it. Let me know. And hey, maybe you're like this guy, Jacob Hoover 280. He just says, why not both? Fourth skill trees and DLC characters both rock. So, you know, maybe we'll just get both. I don't see Gearbox doing it, to be honest, personally. It'd be so freaking cool if we got both. I would, oh my god, that'd be amazing. That's a lot of balancing to do, though. Like, adding a whole new character or a whole new fourth skill tree is, like, already a lot of balancing to do. I'm not trying to, like, defend them and be like, Gearbox, do less work, but that's a lot. So, I can't say I completely expect it, but I would absolutely love it if we got both. That'd be pretty freaking amazing. And to wrap things up, yeah, DLC characters on my last video in the comments definitely won. It wasn't even close. I think I got maybe like 1 or 2 people that kind of said like, yeah, a fourth skill tree is what I'd rather have, but it, like, one of them, it wasn't even completely that. They kind of were like, well, Gearbox said that, you know, the playable characters weren't as popular or whatever, so I'd say go with fourth skill tree. And it didn't even sound like it was like what he wanted. He was just going off of what Gearbox was saying and running with that, which, I mean, that's fine. Maybe that is what he wants, I don't know, but I just thought that was interesting. A nice tally at the end there to wrap things up. If you enjoy the content here, if you maybe you want to get, you know, seen on screen through the comments or whatever, let me hear some of your ideas down below. And hopefully I can make another video like this at some point in the future, because I really had fun with this one. I enjoyed shouting out your ideas, letting you guys cook for a change, and hopefully we can get more of that going. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you so much if you stuck around till now listening to me ramble and everything. Means the world to me to have you guys here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.